I think that nonprofit organizations are just masters of getting so much out of their communities by pulling people together and getting them excited about a cause and directing their energies. That's where we love what we do, where if we can provide them with resources or ways to better organize their work and free them up to unleash this great power that's within our communities, that's what really drives us and gives us great satisfaction.
The Hearing Dog program started in June of 2008. The whole concept of Hearing Dog started in the 1970s. American Humane Association started it down in Colorado, and right from the beginning they had the idea of rescuing homeless dogs and finding them homes, and not only finding them homes, but training them to help people with disabilities. And so the Hearing Dog concept started with shelter dogs. We train and place dogs for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. We're here with Bonnie and a couple of the dogs that have been involved in the Hearing Dog program. Bonnie is a volunteer. She's keeping one of our dogs that just came to us from Central California.
I became involved with the Hearing Dog program after going to several graduations. Just being very inspired by the work that the program does, rescuing dogs and pairing them with people.
Needed a temporary foster home. She looks like a great candidate, and Bonnie said, you know, I'll be willing to do that. You know, these animals do impact people's lives in a variety of ways. The phone rings, the smoke alarm goes off. Many people who are hard of hearing wear hearing aids, and they may not hear a smoke alarm even, so the dog would wake them up and let them know if there were a fire. We have had dogs that have saved people's lives who, as they were crossing a crosswalk and their view was blocked by a big van, the dog stopped and refused to let the woman go forward. She was using a wheelchair, and right at that point an emergency vehicle went right past, and she said we would have been run over for sure. We teach the dogs to alert us wherever they are in the house or wherever we are. And if the phone rings up here, he should come running up, realize it's the phone, and then let me know. What? What is it? What is it, Runner? It's the phone? Well, good boy. Good
we
dog.
have organizations that are very small and that are all volunteer run, that are working in their communities with their schools or working on environmental issues. And then there are other organizations that are very large with hundreds, even 1,000 employees that every day are taking care of really seriously disabled kids or adults.
Welcome to the National Children's Center. We're the largest provider of services to adults and children with developmental and intellectual disabilities in the greater metropolitan area. The services we provide include early intervention services, which are for children just a few weeks old until they're 3. We operate 3 special education schools in the metropolitan area, and we also are the largest provider of services to adults with developmental disabilities in this area. Those services are primarily residential and work-related services.
Very important for us to be talking to our members to really understand what their needs are so that we know what kinds of services they're offering their constituents and where their potential exposures might be, and then the kinds of troubles, challenges that they're experiencing in their organization so that we can find the right tools and resources to match to them. I think that's really something that sets us apart in the industry because we're really connected with our members in the way that we provide them service.
Like thousands of other nonprofits in the United States, we need to partner with experts who can assist us in fulfilling our true mission. Large nonprofits in this nation need to be focused on their primary mission on a daily basis, and that really takes and consumes almost all of our energy, time, and expertise. One of the things that can distract us from our primary mission are things like risk management, things like benefits for our employees, especially if there are legal questions about what are all the laws and complications that govern our relationship with them.
One of the best things about working for ANI and NIAC is that we provide free services to our members who are insured by us, and so we're constantly asked, how much is this going to cost me, or can I talk to you for this long? And we can say, we're here to help you with your problem, and we'll talk to you as long as it takes to get your problem solved.
So we really need to be able to have resources that we can turn to help guide us through some of those more complicated issues that we have to address, but they're not really part of our primary mission.
We really view our work with our members as a partnership. I think one of the strongest aspects of that, the way we show that, is that when there is a claim, We actually look for coverage rather than try to see how we can get out of it.
Having the kind of resource that ANI represents to us really means that they have a specialized body of knowledge that an organization like ours is not going to have.
They reach out to us. They're really great at running a group home or search dogs, service, but they may not know how to run an HR function or how to minimize liability by running their board of directors exactly correctly. And it's really a privilege to work with them because we've got that expertise.
So whether or not it's knowing about the laws in a particular state, here in the District of Columbia or in Maryland, both of which we operate in, or if it's knowing that there's been certain research done in some other part of the country that's proven that drivers can become safer drivers, we just don't have access to that information without this kind of partnership.
And they can call us free of charge, and we give them the tools they need to do the right thing. And the beauty is they're reaching out to us to do the right thing.
We can call an attorney who represents them and probably provide services to a number of their clients, like the National Children's Center, and that represents a great savings for us. We could not afford to have a number of attorneys with this specialized services on retainer. We just don't have that amount of funds.
With a lot of group homes who provide 24-hour care to people with head injuries or serious mental illnesses, and to hear what a day in the life of a caseworker who does the night shift at a group home is like and the challenges they face, I think we've got it pretty easy here in the insurance industry.
If the National Children's Center didn't exist here in Washington, D.C. and in Maryland, there would be over 600 people per year who would be without services.
I really am thankful that they're out there, and I'm really pleased to be able to help them and provide them the services that they need to do the important work that they do.
Project Open Hand was formed 24 years ago by a woman who was a retired Meals on Wheels executive, and her name was Ruth Brinkard. And she realized that the AIDS epidemic at that time was taking a huge toll in San Francisco. The vision of our founder was always high-quality meals made with the freshest of ingredients possible.
We have a trinity that we use every day for the soup. It's celery, onion, and carrot, and that's chopped by hand every day by volunteers that come in and do it.
Cutting up carrots into quarter-inch rounds. I think they're going to put in some soup over there. And I really wanted to do something that blends both what I love to do as well as helping other people at the same time, because you really can't feel much better than that.
And that compelling vision continues to this day. And to this day, we get 100 or more volunteers every single day, and it's never stopped.
I came to volunteer and just fell in love with the place. And they happened to have an opening for the soup program, and it was a perfect fit. And so enter Amy into the soup program, and that's about it. Just kind of developed different recipes that I thought would taste good, that would make people feel good, kind of home-style, rustic recipes. Stuff that my mom made when I was growing up, things like that.
Most of our clients are very low income, live alone. A number are homeless. A number live in the single room occupancy hotels with no refrigeration available, no storage. And so the meal becomes extremely important.
We're scooping chili into these containers. These are the meals with no restrictions. Adrian, what are the meals that we've already done?
I'm the kitchen manager here at Project Open Hand. We do diets for lamb, low-fat, diabetic, and vegetarian.
We are serving 2,600 meals a day. That's for persons living with AIDS and HIV, the homebound critically ill, and seniors in congregate sites in San Francisco and Alameda County. And in addition to that, 1,500 people a week come to our 2 grocery centers to pick up groceries.
This is the way we rock the meals early in the morning.
We have never missed a single day, including the earthquake, the big earthquake here in '89. We deliver every single meal. Power outages, storms, demonstrations, protests, all those kinds of things. We've never missed it. Well, I think what people come to Project Open Hand through all these years, essentially, is the mission. It's a very powerful, compelling mission. That's the really good news story of this organization. Our founder's vision was never just meals for sick people or nutritious meals. It was meals with love. And the with love part, I think, is what really touches the human heart.
When people learn that these companies now have combined assets of $250 million, they often look at me really puzzled as to why I would create this as a nonprofit and simply work for a salary and have no ownership interest. But to me, that's a very strange question. I always knew that I wanted nonprofits to own this, and I always knew that I wanted nonprofits to benefit, because really this is their money.
This was the world that I wanted.
For the Visionaries, I'm Sam Waterston. Thank you for watching.
So speak your mind, 'cause every dream deserves a chance to live forever. Join the flow, the stream of all ideas, in the search to find, to come to some solution. You're not alone, 'cause every dream deserves a chance to live forever. Every dream deserves a chance to live forever. Join the flow, the stream of all ideas, in the search to find, to come to some solution. You're not alone, 'cause every dream deserves a chance to live forever.
Visionaries is produced in partnership with the Ash Center for Democratic Governance and Innovation at Harvard Kennedy School, and is made possible in part by Halloran Philanthropies.